Last year, 5 students from Palo Alto and Gunn High School decided that they just couldn't keep up, that they weren't smart enough, that they didn't have a future. They decided that they didn't want to continue with the unreasonably high standards, the tremendous amount of homework, projects, and extracurricular activities, with the constant conflict between health and achievement. This seemingly endless, soul-crushing, sleep-depriving cycle that we all know just too well proved to be too much to handle and all stopped when each of them stood in front of a speeding Caltrain. We all know what the stress is like. Just by being in this class, we have distinguished ourselves as those who strive to achieve. We as current high school students experience far too much stress and anxiety brought on by school and related activities. These 5 were not alone in experiencing the effects of school-related stress. The 2014 Stress in America survey found that 30% of teens reported feeling sad or depressed because of school-related stress. 31% felt overwhelmed by school-related stress, and 36% said that their school-related stress has had some effect on their health. Research conducted by the National Sleep Foundation has shown that teens aged 14 to 19 need on average 9 hours of sleep a day to be considered healthy both mentally and physically, but only 15% actually achieve that. The simple fact is that those seeking status as high achievers in today's schools are simply not afforded such luxuries. So in reality, it's not just the 36% whose health is at risk, but 85%. If so many students are so detrimentally affected, it is clear that our method of high school education and college preparation is deeply flawed. Since the late 1980s, high school counselors have reported a continual increase in the number of students experiencing stress. They attribute it to the increasing competitiveness of the college admissions process, with its demands for nothing short of perfection in performance in schools. A 2015 New York University article noted that parents and students may feel caught in a cycle of escalating demands, largely out of their control and driven by greater societal factors. Aside from colleges setting unreasonably high standards in the areas of high school performance, these factors include the explicitly American method of education. This is to say, the broad, sweeping approach to education known to many as the liberal arts approach. As opposed to a high school education highlighting and focusing on a student's particular area of interest, most American schools hold all subjects at the same level of importance for every student. Now, most of us can see the value and benefits in an approach like this, in creating well-rounded and open-minded individuals. However, the current perceived notion, largely reinforced by colleges, that all courses be AP or honors level puts too heavy a burden and workload on the student. We all know students just on this campus whose course load consists almost entirely of AP classes, and these are often the students who spend the most amount of time in after-school activities. These students spend inordinate amounts of time in subjects they do not wish to pursue, spreading themselves too thin over too many classes, only adding to the amount of homework and stress that they must endure. Now, the implementation of 2 key solutions could greatly alleviate some of the stress from students. The first of which is a transition from the liberal arts approach to a more focused Scandinavian-style approach to education. This would mean that students pick an area or subject of interest and take classes geared towards that. An excellent example of this is the major-minor program here at Valley, where students can choose to major or minor in applied math, science, and engineering, conservatory of the arts, or theater. This system has proven to be hugely effective, not only preparing students for college and the workforce, but also for promoting happiness and well-being in students, as Scandinavian young adults are known to be among the happiest in the world. In addition, colleges could focus their admissions assessments less on standardized test scores, which in fact have a low correlation between score and success, and more on personal development, personal growth, and classes in their area of interest. These are already major admissions criteria for top schools in the country like MIT, Stanford, Caltech, and obviously prestigious art schools like Juilliard and Yale. These schools want to see that you've shown personal growth and maturity throughout high school, not just that you can work indefinitely or do well on a test. So I ask this of you: tell your counselor, tell your favorite teacher, or tell a mentor of yours when you are stressed. Let them know what you think might help, because in the end it's not just you, it's those around you, and it's those who will come after you and have to go through the same thing. It's those who find it daily harder to deal with the mounting pressure and rigor of it all. Let us protect those, like the 5 from Palo Alto, who will never get to see that true achievement is not just a GPA, an SAT score, or a college admissions letter. Thank you.